Hello survivors, and welcome to another video. In today's video we are playing the Barbarian. We are using his very first weapon, the Barbaric Cleavers, which gives us a lot of crit chance, a decent amount of area, and a decent amount of multicast chance. If we wanted more armor and these stats, we could go and increase its level even more, but plus 10 is more than enough for this. The runes that we are running for today's build are going to be Skill Mastery Swing, Skill Inclination Swing, Endless Refill, Focused Mind, Misfortune's Embrace, Elemental Flow, and Executioner. Now we are only running Burn, Bleed, Poison, and Doom with Misfortune's Embrace, but because we do get Burn to Slow to Disarray, we are going to be able to cap Execution as 20%. We're not going to run Disarray, we're just going to run the Slow, and that's going to be the 5 that we need to get to 20% damage over there. And then we've got Elemental Flow to make the damage of the Burn, Bleed, and Poison effect being a lot faster. So let's get straight into it. It is going to be a swing build. We do have a little bit of haste and finesse and things like that, and I do know that we can finish the run really quickly with these skills, but I'm hoping to see if we are able to go into Overlord. I mean, we will do one Overlord and see, does it feel comfortable, or do we feel like we're just going to die very quickly? So it does really depend on, runes as well. If we went synergetic, we would be able to get ourselves more finesse to Bulwark, because Barbarian has finesse in his skill tree, and then we get finesse from Bloody Saw. Now originally I was thinking, go Focused Mind, Improved Repertory, and then we get the 4 skill slots, and then we can run Whirlwind. The issue is Whirlwind's base area of effect is really bad, so we aren't actually going to be able to use it. And a good example is, if we watch now, look at the difference between Whirlwind, Firestorm, and Bladestorm. It's just ridiculous. The only reason that Bloody Saw isn't, not used like our Whirlwind is because it does actually move away from our character, and therefore anything that is around us is going to be focused by it. So it kind of fits the narrative more than Whirlwind does. Over here we're going to go for that. Still looking for Bloody Saw. Come on game, there we go. That took quite a few rerolls, and then we are going to run with a lot of area of effect on all of our skills. So we'll pick up as much area of effect as possible. Of course, if we are able to make it screen wide, that just means that we don't have to worry too much about not hitting things, but we would like it to be a fair consideration of damage. And then there is something I just want to show you with Bladestorm, but we have to hope that it happens. I think it's a bug. It's possibly a visual bug, or if this is the case, it does kind of make it relatively strong based on this information. We're going to grab a Doom there. We are going to grab the because we have crit, we want the crit multi, so we're going to grab that as well. Crits are going to apply burn, and grab some defenses like life and armor and things like that when we can. Beautiful multicast chances here. Again, more health. I'm not too worried about doing bleed on hits and things like that. We do have the Misfortune's Embrace. I think we will land up taking one of each. We did take a Fateful Strike just to get a higher chance to apply Doom. It does help us with the Executioner, so there is that, but we will try and look for things like that as well. Anyway, over here we're going to grab the area of effect for area skills. I don't know why this is missing area. It should get rid of something to get there, but it is what it is. Grab magnetic, multicast for all those. That's just going to make them deal more damage, more than Firestorm, which is a bit sad. And then grab the bleed on hit. We'll grab one of each. Okay, we already have a Doom, so we can just re-roll there. Grab the crit damage, grab that, we'll grab the fire. We finally get an area of effect for everything, and then more life. Oh, Bladestorm is already the full screen. I mean, it's pretty funny that it eventually just goes off the screen and then you're left with not seeing anything. So there we go. We can grab ourselves a Doom to burn. That's fine. It just means more burn stacks. Doesn't really make that much of a difference, but it does help deal more burning. Might as well grab it since, we are playing a dot build. So let's take a look at Blade Storm. As you can see, it says every 0.2 seconds it causes damage. If we do get enough cast frequency, which we haven't really been seeing, you can lower that to 0.1 seconds. Now, I did mention that it might be a bug. I cannot confirm or deny this. There's no real way to actually do it except by testing it, and well, we can't really test it here because we have so much going on the screen anyway. We wouldn't even know which skill's hitting the enemies and why. So very interesting. We would need to run a Blade Storm only kind of run, get them all to 0.1 seconds and then time it. I don't know how we're going to time 0.1 seconds, but we would have to make a plan there. Do we have a combustion already? No, we don't. Wait, what's that? Yeah, we do. We do have one. Would be nice if the game gave me some cast frequency. Every other time I've tried this build, or we made a mistake and we had to re-roll it, or when I tried it with a whirlwind, I landed up getting epic relentless upgrades, and for some reason this time we ain't seeing any of them. Alright, we finally got our burn to slow as well. I do want the magnetic over there, so we're going to grab that as well. We got Fateful Strikes, so we're fine there. There's our finesse to bulwark, which is fantastic to see because that's going to give us the defenses. And since we get finesse from our actual character as well as from Bloody Saw, we now need to work on cast frequency. Are we going to see it? I have no idea. We do see common ones every now and then, but then we also get a rare upgrade that we want more than that cast frequency. Also, you can see we do sometimes stop using some of the skills, so the cast frequency is going to help a lot when we do find it. I think we want to get to below 4 seconds on Blade Storm and Firestorm for them to be up permanently. So I think they do last for about 4 seconds. Getting under that threshold means that they continuously keep going, like the beam skills or just like any other skill where it has its lasting. So before its lasting effect finishes, the skill will go back onto cooldown, and therefore it will look like it's infinitely spinning, but it actually just keeps going and going and going. We just added more here. I think we can actually go and start banishing these just so that we can start seeing the things that we want to see. So let's go and start doing that. We did take one of each. We don't need more. We're not really worried about the damage that they apply, although we could go and increase that damage. But for now, we're just trying to show you certain things. So if I was playing this to go into the Overlord cycle, I wouldn't necessarily banish certain ones, although I'd probably still get rid of Doom and Burn and Bleed. I would keep Poison, however, and buff Poison up as much as possible. So Rage Unleash, that's below that area. We want Area of Effect over here. There's a cast frequency, only one again. We need a little bit more. See, we can still get the damage, so we don't necessarily need the other effect that they give. But Area of Effect, we want to make this massive. Oh boy. That was very juicy. Just so visually nice to see. Alright, let's see, it still hasn't gone down. So let's go into an Overlord, let's see how it fares. That was a 4-minute 58 run. Not the quickest, but not the slowest either. So very, very easy to get into Overlord with this if you wanted. And it does allow us to do silly things from there as well. So we'll see what happens and how it forms, whether or not it can actually kill things fast enough, and it does look like it can, so we could definitely get to about Overlord 6 with this, or even higher. Just depends on the rolls that you get on your gear, on your upgrades and things like that. It really just depends on this, but we did keep Venomous, which is really good. We don't need the slow, but we can go for that. We don't need the bleed. I don't think we need the Area of Effect there either, so we'll grab Block. We can grab that area of effect. We can go and get deep wounds, which is really good for this. There's another area of effect. Beautiful. That's what we want. We want to make these as large as possible. Of course, it does skewer our vision, but you know, who needs to see when we're dealing damage like this? Oops. I just need cast frequency, game. Alright, and then you can see on everything's heads there's 5 negative effects, which is exactly what we needed for the executioner. So we are dealing 20% more damage to absolutely everything. Yeah, there are 5. I was counting, I was like, hang on, isn't that 6? But nope, it is 5. Vicious Strike, still not getting those negative effects that we're looking for, but it is what it is. I mean, not negative effects, we're not getting the cast frequencies that we're looking for. We're going to need a lot more to get that Blade Storm all the way down like we want it to be. I think the nice thing about this build as well is if you land up playing something like, you know, the High Danger or the High Curse, sorry, we do have that range to kind of hit things even though they would be on the edge of the screen or whatever the case may be. We are getting a lot of, you know, XP though, so that's causing a little bit of we keep getting the level ups. Not really that that's an issue or anything, but every time I want to do something, we've got a level up already. Pretty cool though. How can we complain about levels, honestly? Just spamming as much poison as possible. Poison's probably the strongest dot in the game, just because it spreads to other enemies as well, making it a lot easier to kind of kill things with. You can stack as much poison as possible onto an enemy, and then when another enemy goes near it after it's dead, all those poison stacks just join on. I mean, you can look at the green on the enemies compared to everything else. Pretty wild. And then we try and get, you know, the fallen knight decides to try and spin on us, but we're spinning too much for him. Alright, we actually have a lot of level ups to go. I guess more area of effect, you know, since it's there. A double multicast, we will grab that. Unfortunately, I couldn't show you. So Blade Storm on the tooltip, you can say causes damage every 0.1 seconds. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do it this time. I don't know why it decided not to show us, but it is what it is, and that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Man, if only this game didn't level me up so quickly. But there you have it. So definitely something you can see we did take damage, but not really enough to be like, oh no, we'll die from this if we could keep going. I think, oh, there we go. We finally got it. As you get under 5 seconds, so you get to 4.9 second cooldown, you can see that Blade Storm got to a 0.1 second damage. I don't know if that affects how much damage it actually does, or if it's just a tooltip error. I do know there were other skills that did that as well. I think I've tried to show this in the past that it didn't show when I wanted to show you guys it, but there we go. It doesn't change it for the Firestorm. I think that's always every 0.3 seconds, but I do see it changed it for Bloody Sore as well, which is pretty intense. Really cool to see that 0.1 seconds is a thing there, but I think the problem is it's probably like 0.2, or for some reason it goes to 0.19, and instead of rounding up, it's rounding it down and you're getting a 0.1 seconds. But that's really cool that those two skills get that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and always remember, keep safe survivors. Until next time, cheers.